Good morning, my dear Prep 1 students. Hope you are all fine today. In today's lesson, we are going to have more examples on comparing and ordering of rational numbers, considering plotting a rational number on a number line and finding rational numbers between two given rational numbers. Let's go now and start our lesson. As we said that we can use a number line to place fractions. Let's look at the section between 0 and 1 enlarged. To place a fraction on a number line, we have to think about the space between the whole numbers as a whole. First, look at the denominator of the fraction and think, into how many equal parts will the whole be divided? The denominator tells us how many equal parts the whole is divided. It's 4. Divide the whole into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see, between the two whole numbers, I have 3 rational numbers, 1, 2, and 3. So, when I look at the denominator, I know that the rational numbers included between the integers are less than the denominator by 1. So, in this example, it's 3. Represent each of the following rational numbers on the number line. The first one I want to represent is 1 over 3. The first step we do is block the whole, meaning that I decide what are the whole number that I'm going to use. 1 over 3 lies between 0 and 1. Look at the denominator and divide the whole into equal pieces. My denominator here is 3. So, how many rational numbers are going to be between the two integers? We said that less than 3 by 1. So I will have here 2 rational numbers. 0 is 0 over 3 and 1 is 3 over 3. So I will have the 2 rational numbers 1 over 3 and 2 over 3. He wants me to plot 1 over 3, so here is my answer. Let's go now for another one. Negative 2.5. Negative 2.5, to plot it on the number line, the steps I do is block the whole, meaning that I see between which two whole numbers is negative 2.5. Negative 2.5 is between negative 2 and negative 3. Have a look at the denominator and divide the whole into equal pieces. I have here a denominator of 2. A denominator of 2, so we said that the number of rational numbers between the two integers is less than the denominator by 1. So in this case, I have only one rational number. Negative 2 is negative 4 over 2, and negative 3 is negative 6 over 2. So the rational number between both of them is negative 5 over 2, and this is 2.5. Because 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 plus 1 is 5, so it is negative 5 over 2. You want me to represent this recurring decimal, negative 0.16, and this 6 is repeated. To answer this question, first you will go to your calculator and find what is the rational number for this recurring decimal. It's negative 1 over 6. Again, block the whole, meaning that I want to know where does this number exactly lie between. It lies between 0 and negative 1. Look at the denominator and divide into equal pieces. My denominator here is 6. So this means that I will have 5 rational numbers between the two integers. I know that 0 is 0 over 6 and negative 1 is negative 6 over 6. And here are the rational numbers included between. I am looking for negative 1 over 6, and here it is. It's so easy to plot a rational number on the number line just if you followed the steps. And let's go now to another type of questions. Find 2 rational numbers between 0.3 and 3 over 5. To find the rational number between 2 given, first, both of them must be rational numbers. So I'm going to change the 0.3 to be a rational number, which is 3 over 10. So I'm going to change the 3 over 5 by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 2 to have 6 over 10. Here I got two rational numbers, 3 over 10 and 6 over 10. So the two rational numbers included between them are 4 over 10 and 5 over 10. Let's go now for another question. Find three rational numbers between negative 2 over 5 and negative half. Negative 2 over 5, by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by 2, I can write it as negative 4 over 10. And negative half, also by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 5, I can have negative 5 over 10. If you have a look here, yes, I have the same denominator, but there is no gap between the numerators. So I want to make my denominator bigger to get a bigger range. I will multiply by 5 to have negative 20 over 50. And also for the other fraction, I'm going to multiply by 5, and now it's negative 25 over 50. Here are my two new rational numbers, and I want to find three rational numbers between them. The three rational numbers are negative 21 over 50, negative 22 over 50, and negative 23 over 50. Remember that you can always choose any three rational numbers included between them. It's not a must to choose those that I have chosen. I would like you to pause your video and go and answer this question in your classwork copybook and then come back to complete with me. Find four rational numbers between 0 and 3. I know that 0 is 0 over 1. And 3 is 3 over 1. I want to find four rational numbers, and yes, I have the same denominator, but the range between 0 and 3 will not give me four rational numbers, so I'm going to make my denominator bigger to have a larger range. I'm going to multiply by 3 to get 0 over 3, and multiply the second also by 3 to have 9 over 3. Now I have a bigger range that I can find with the four rational numbers that you need. I am going to choose any four rational numbers included between 0 over 3 and 9 over 3. For me, I am going to choose 1 over 3, 2 over 3, and 4 over 3. And of course, you can choose any other rational number included between them. I would like you to pause your video, go and copy this question in your classwork copybook, and then come back to complete. My question now is to arrange the following rational numbers descendingly. And remember, descendingly meaning from the biggest to the smallest. As you can see here, I have different denominators and different numerators. And I cannot change any one of the following denominators to the other, as well as the numerators. One of the ways that I can use to solve this question is to convert each rational number to decimal. So here, negative 15 over 20 is equals to negative 0.75. What is the decimal for negative 10 over 25? It's negative 0.4. And what is the decimal for negative 4 over 24? It's negative 0.16, and this 6 is repeated. It's a recurring decimal. Don't forget that I have here negative numbers, and in negative numbers, the smallest is the greatest. So, when I am going to have the descending order, I am going to begin with negative 0.16. Why? Because this is my biggest number. Since we converted all the rational numbers to decimals, you must use the original rational number that I was given. So, the first one is negative 4 over 24, and then negative 10 over 25, negative 15 over 20. Pause your video, go and copy this question in your classwork copybook, and then come back to complete. Our last question in this lesson is arrange the following rational numbers in an ascending order. And ascending order means that I am arranging from the smallest to the biggest. As you can see here, I have different numerators and different denominators. But it's easy to change the following denominators to 24 because 24 is found in the timetable of each one of them. So, the first one, 3 over 4, To have my denominator 24, I'm going to multiply by 6 in the numerator and in the denominator. As a result, I will have 18 over 24. What about negative 5 over 8? How can I get my denominator 24? Simply, I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So my new rational number is negative 15 over 24. Negative 7 over 12. How can I get my denominator 24? If I multiply 12 by 2, I will get 24. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2, and my new rational number is negative 14 over 24. The last one is 2 over 3. And sure, we all know that to have my denominator as 24, I'm going to multiply 3 by 8. So I'm going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 8, which is going to give me a rational number of 16 over 24. Let's now have a look and see which one of them is the smallest. We know that always a negative number is smallest than any positive number. So I want to see now negative 15 over 24 is smallest or negative 14 over 24. We know that when we are comparing negative numbers, the greatest one is the smallest. So negative 15 over 24 is the smallest one, and then it's followed by negative 14 over 24. Then we are going to go to the positive numbers. In the positive numbers, I have 18 over 24 and 16 over 24. The smallest one of those is 16 over 24, and the last one in my order is 18 over 24. So the ascending order is, and don't forget, when we are writing the order, we must use the original rational number that he already gave me. So it's negative 5 over 8, negative 7 over 12, 2 over 3, and 3 over 4. I would like to thank you all, Prep 1, and have a nice day.